Hello, kids. I am Brian Maines, and I am Miss Krysti's dad. And today, I'm going to show you some things that I do as a hobbyist woodworker. Okay, so if you look out your window, a lot of times you'll see trees. Today, we're going to show you how to turn a tree into a board, just like this. It's hard to believe that a tree that you see growing in the woods will turn into a board just like this beautiful maple board. So watch, stay tuned, and you'll see how we do this. See you later. Today we're going to show you how to turn these trees into a finished board that looks just like this one. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to find a tree. Okay, so this gentleman here, he found a tree. So now what he's going to do is he's going to use this chainsaw that he has in his hand to cut down this tree. And if you can see, he's wearing the orange protectors on his legs, and he's also wearing a shield over his eyes to keep the wood chips. He's wearing an orange hard hat to protect his head, and he's also wearing hearing protection. And so you'll see he first notched the tree, and then now he's going to be plunge cutting to cut a wedge out, and then the tree will then fall. Okay, so after the tree falls, then they'll get loaded on a truck and delivered to a sawmill. So that's what this is, and you'll see this lady. She's operating this sawmill, and what it does, it puts logs on this machine, and a saw will actually cut the log into boards. So you can see this saw cutting across this tree, and it's turning it into usable boards. So with those boards you can make many projects. So this is very interesting to watch. So it was really interesting watching the saw cut the log into boards. Now this is what the board looks like after it comes off of the sawmill. So you can see that it's still pretty rough, but it turned that log into several boards that looks just like this. Now the next thing we do is we're going to run it through a thickness planer, which really just, it knocks the rough edges off of the board, and it creates lots and lots of sawdust and wood chips, and you can see the wood chips just flying through the air. You see it still has some rough edges on that, and then now I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to run it right back through there again, and then we're just going to keep doing that until the board looks smoother. So you can see it's still whittling away at it right here. So you can see there's some rough stuff still in the center of it. So we're going to just keep on running it through the machine, and then as you can see, it's looking better and better every time it goes through. See, there's a little rough patch right there in the middle still. So we're going to keep sending it through there until it looks really nice. So this looks good here. See, if you can tell, I'm rubbing it to see how smooth it is. And yeah, it's feeling pretty good right now. So that board looks pretty good. I may just use that one. Now that we have the board good and smooth, now we're going to cut it to length on this table saw. So this is my table saw, and it cuts wood really, really well. And you can see here, so it just that wood is an inch thick, and look how quickly it can just saw right through that hard maple board. And you can see it cuts it just beautifully. See, it is so nice. Now that we have a usable board, I'm going to take this router, this blue router, and if you look at it, it is just it has a bit on it that will make an edge smoother on the board. So if you watch this router, I can adjust it. I can make it deeper and make it shallower, and then I'm going to knock the edges off of this board. Now this thing's really loud whenever you're doing it in person. So if you can see, the chips are just flying off of that board as I'm running this router bit across the edge of it. And then now I'm just going to do the other side. And then I'll flip the board over and I'll do the other side. And then now I'm going to spin it and do the right side. And I'm going to just make sure I did it right. Yeah, okay. Now I'm going to spin it and do the other side. And it's looking good. Now I'm going to flip it and do the other side. And now one more flip. And that's going to be all 8 sides. So now that looks really, really nice. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this sander that you see, this red electric sander, and it's going to take any rough edges that we have left on this board, and it's going to sand it down really smooth. And if you'll remember, this used to be a tree. Remember? It used to be a tree, and then they took it and cut it into boards, and now we have it into this really nice board that's going to be so silky smooth. And now that we have it silky smooth, I'm going to put something special on this board with my laser engraver. So I hope you enjoy. Okay, now I have this out of the laser engraver, and I'm showing you the side of the board. And here in just a second, I'm going to reveal to you what it is. Look at all these people. What is that? Oh, wow! That says Pure Genius Childcare. That is a board that has your school name on it. I hope you're excited. You can build so many things out of wood. I built this table. I built this table. I built these 2 flags out of wood that used to be trees. I built this mantle out of wood that used to be a tree. I built this stovetop cover for my wife. And look at this fence that's made out of wood that used to be a tree. This deck was made out of wood that used to be a tree. I made this hammer out of wood. And this is my house that was made out of trees. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.